So as it turned out, there were many, many more seesaws of happiness and sadness between the Vanar members, the leaders of the Vanar tribes that accompanied Sri Ram in battle. Sometimes there would be happiness on the side of Ravan. Many of the Vanar members of the tribes will have their ends reached, and so too would many of the members of Ravan's army. They would also reach their end. But it so come to pass that Sri Ram and Ravan faced each other, and in the very end, it was only Sri Ram and Ravan. And Vibhishan, he was standing right there, and he looked at Ravan, his brother, and then he looked at Sri Ram, and he said to Sri Ram that look at my brother. He has a chariot. He's all decked up in arms. He has shield and everything you could dream about. He has all protection. And I look at you, O Sri Ram, and all I see is one simple man who has no chariot, who has not even any shoes. How is it that you're going to protect yourself? How is it you're going to protect yourself from my brother, the great Ravan? And then Sri Ram, he replied, listen, my friend, the chariot which leads one to victory is not that chariot that you see that my brother has. The chariot that leads to victory is a different kind of chariot. That chariot which leads one to victory, it has valor. That chariot, it has fortitude for its wheels. It has truthfulness and good conduct as its enduring banner and standard. Even so, strength, discretion, self-control, benevolence are the four horses that have been joined to the chariot with the cords of forgiveness, compassion, evilness of mind. And you think of all these characteristics that Sri Ram is describing, and you have to tell yourself that these are the characteristics that are missing in human life. These are the characteristics that are missing in our lives. These are the characteristics that are missing in Ravan's life. That if you're going to fight a battle, this is all that you need. In fact, if you have these characteristics at all, if you have all these characteristics, you'll never have to fight a battle in your life. That is what Sri Ram says. He tells us that we must listen, friend, O friend of the resolute mind. The hero who happens to be in possession of such strong chariot can conquer even the mighty and invisible foe. That foe which is attachment to this world. Why do we fight? Why we fight? Because we have some sort of attachment to this world. And that is what Sri Ram is saying. That when you have these kinds of characteristics as your chariot, that you will not have any kind of attachment to this world. And for that reason, you will never have to fight. One's success in life is determined by how much and how quickly one attends to on issues or problems or differences one may have with his or her fellow human beings. We are capable of solving any and all issues that we will ever encounter in our lives. Everything that you can think about, we are able to take care of them very easily. You can arm yourself with that can-do power, as I said in the beginning. For we are the field of limitless possibilities. However, we must stick to the precepts. We must We must stick to the rules, and we must stick to the principles of Dharma. Whoever practices Dharma, and the characteristics of that Sri Ram describes just now are the true characteristics of Dharma. Whoever practices Dharma finds peace. Whoever practices Dharma finds joy. Whoever practices Dharma finds strength and tranquility within themselves. Dharma is the harmony of thought, word, and deed. It is a mark of true humanness. Protecting Dharma is the essential duty of every individual. It is the essential duty of every society. Without Dharma, life cannot and will not continue. Hence, great sages have toiled to save Dharma forever. Today's modern society must continue that spirit if we are to live dharmically and to maintain this world and to maintain this cosmos and to maintain this universe. We must think in terms of being the chariot that Sri Ram describes. Tulsidas, he tells us, in whose heart resides Dharma or benevolence, for such a person there is nothing that is difficult to attain. There was once this yogi. This yogi, he had his disciples, his shishyas that were following him. And he decided, he was feeling very hot, as we are feeling hot here today. He decided that he will take a bath in a lake. Overlooking this lake was a tree. On this tree was a very deadly scorpion. This yogi, he went into the lake, and simultaneously as he went into the lake, the scorpion fell down. And the scorpion was fighting to save his own life because he was drowning in the water. This yogi, what he did, he reached out and he grabbed the scorpion. The scorpion bit him. This was a deadly scorpion. The scorpion bit him. And yet, with the sting and the venom running through his veins, he rushed to the shore. He made his way to the shore, and he put the scorpion on land, and the scorpion was saved. In the meantime, the shishya, his followers, they took him to the doctor, and the doctor was able to take out the venom from this yogi, from this guru. The shishyas, the followers, they could not help but ask the yogi later, why is it that you saved, why did you save the scorpion even though he bit you? The yogi said that it is the dharma of the scorpion to bite. It is my dharma to save the scorpion. And it is the dharma of the doctor to save my life. And that is the power of Dharma. If we follow Dharma, Dharma will always protect us. Dharma, we can get it, we can learn it, but as much as we learn it, we must always try to inculcate them in our lives. And when we inculcate them in our lives, then enemies will not exist. All that is good we'll encounter in our lives. We close with these verses, which comes right after the demise of Ravan, because he didn't follow his dharma. His life ended at the hands of Bhagwan Sri Ram, because Sri Ram, he uses his chariot, the chariot of dharma, to conquer Ravan. Jai